Hey guys, SickMotion here with a bit of a shorter patch, which is nice because I'm going to rifle it off real quick here before I go to bed. It's patch 5.15. We'll get right into it here. Skip through all that. The new HUD's out in this. Oh, I just punched my mic, sorry. The new HUD's out in this patch as well. Mixed reviews about it. Overall, most of the stuff got smoothed out so that it's usable. The only thing that I don't like about it that stuck was you can't see the champion names, which doesn't really matter. But you also can't see the player names of your teammates and the enemy team without mousing over them in the scoreboard, which I don't think it has to be that tidied up where you can't even put your teammates' names in there. That's just me though. Might get used to that as well. But here we go. Gangplank now gains his thingy-majiggers, silver serpents, every second on Howling Abyss, the ARAM maps, basically, and Twisted Treeline and Crystal Scar. So, because those games are made to be shorter, you can't really farm up that much in that time. And his parlay greatly reduced the radius where parlay automatically acquires a keg at 1 HP. I didn't even realize that was happening, but I guess that's just to raise the skill ceiling. If you couldn't click properly, it's gonna not babysit you as much anymore. Fiora will be updated with the launch of 5.15. She's disabled already. Spoiler alert. Maybe she'll be enabled pretty soon, but there's already a bug with her. All right, so a lot of changes on Echo here because a lot of people were building him tank in the jungle. He had really high bases so that you didn't really need the AP. So the AP ratio on his passive has gone up, whereas the slow has gone down quite a bit. It's 20% off at the final level. It's now 60% at 16 when it used to be 80%. So it's kind of a big change. His W, the shield amount that it gives you, is pretty much cut in half all across the board, but the AP ratio is pretty much doubled all across the board, so that's going to be less beneficial for tank echo junglers, which they don't really need the shield, but that's for early game. The shield's not going to be giving you as much in the jungle, and for AP echoes, that's going to end up giving you a bigger shield later on. And the ult now heals you for 20% of the damage taken over the last 4 seconds instead of scaling up to 30. And the heal ratio is now 1% per 30, or sorry, 1% per 15 ability power rather than 1% per 30. So it's going to reward building the AP again. So it'll actually be better than it was before for AP Echo, and then for Tank Echo it won't be, but you're pretty tanky on Tank Echo, that's the point, so the heal's less important. Nidalee nerfs finally. Cast time on Q doubled to a quarter second from an eighth of a second. The spear damage base is down across the board up to 20 at max level, or lowered 20 max level. And the maximum spear damage is also down. And the bushwhack, this is a really nice change because I don't play jungle Nidalee, so screw jungle Nidalee. The bushwhack, rather than giving vision for 1200 radius on cast for half a second, it's 400, so that's a lot more reasonable. It's not just the instant see everything that was on the other side of this wall for a brief second ability. Now it's actually more reliant on people hitting it rather than the initial cast vision. On the hunt, initial move speed now scales rather than 60 at all ranks, and the way that allies get movement speed by walking into it, allies that enter it are now given the same bonus movement speed value and duration Sivir currently has, rather than getting 2, 3, 4 of the initial movement no matter when they joined it. So this is probably the biggest change of this patch other than the HUD. Satan has been updated for the first time in, I think they said 3 years. This is going to mean Teemo is going to be played more, and it means I might have to play Teemo more. It's bad news across the board. But the attack speed bonus, lower pre-level 5. Level 5, it's even with where it was, and then it goes up to 80% which is pretty crazy. Stealth takes half a second shorter to stealth. Here's the big change. You stealth twice as fast in bush, so that is 3/4 of a second now instead of 2. And after you've stealthed, if you move inside a bush, it doesn't break stealth. So you're just going to be able to do some annoying stuff, especially in longer, unbroken up bushes. So that's already frustrating me, seeing that. And here's the other change. This is also a big change, actually. The duration on mushrooms was cut in half, but now it has a cast range increase that even at level 1, it's 50% more than it was. Then it goes up to 600, 900. You basically throw shrooms now. The arm time's a bit longer because you don't want to be able to just throw a shroom on someone in a team fight. When you're placing a shroom on yourself in a team fight and someone hit it, harder to pull that off. But now you're just going to be literally hurling shrooms at people in team fights if you have them. So arm time up makes sense. And now you can bounce shrooms. Well, now you can. You could never throw them. But if you throw a shroom onto another shroom, it will bounce that shroom like a Ziggs bomb. Increased range measured in TMOs appropriately in the direction that you threw it from the original shroom. So you can start to set up shrooms really far away very safely. They also now die to a normalized 3 basic from range, 2 from melee, rather than a health thing, I think. Zeke's Harbinger has just changes. The charges take longer to get, but the buff duration lasts 2 seconds longer. So once you do get it into the window, that takes longer to get into, you have the window for longer. I actually had Zeke's Harbinger linked with me with a Nunu jungle when I was playing Jax the other day, so I got bonus AP, crit, and then the Nunu Blood Boil anyway, and I went crazy. So it's a cool item in the situations that it works. So that all the HUD crap is updated. Champion Master emote stuff. Just some other stuff that got switched. This is another one that'll make your champ select look a little different. Ward skin selector right beside your summoners. You can now select your ward skin. So people are going to remember to have ward skins. This is going to make it. Right now it was kind of tricky to get your ward skin. You had to actually go into your store to switch it around, even if you'd already bought it. I don't know if that's a word. So now it's right in your champ select, so I'm sure that'll bring them more money that people are actively thinking about at every champ select. There's a new Fizz skin where he looks like a rabbit. It's nowhere near Easter, so I'm not sure what the logic behind releasing that one right now is, but it's rabbit Teemo fish. And some bug fixes that went through as usual. Galio apparently wasn't getting assists properly when shielding allies with his W. And Rift Scuttler now drops a soul. Upgrading Trinket no longer resets its cooldown. This is really nice. Alright. No, I'm thinking about this the wrong way. But upgrading a Trinket no longer resets the cooldown. This is kind of a change more than a bug fix. Maybe it was originally a bug, but that's quite a big change to remember. And then always the chroma packs under the skins as well. Cassio's base skin actually looks pretty cool with the black chroma. But all of them actually look pretty decent. And then there's the Nami and the Dragon Slayer Vein. But yeah, like I said, really short patch. I went over it longer than I needed to anyway. Watch out for Teemo in your queues, because that's going to be a thing now, unfortunately. I didn't like playing against Teemo before, and I think he's going to even be more annoying now. So that sucks. But thanks for watching, guys. If you were enjoying it, haven't already, make sure to hit the sub button. My social media details, as well as my stream, which is what I do more often than the YouTube right now, is in the description under the video. Make sure to go drop a follow on there if you want to see when I'm live, or check out the VODs, because there's a VOD every time. If you've missed a stream, you can just watch the VOD instead. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Once again, watch out for Teemo in your queues, and we'll see you next time.